Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and I'm going to comment on an article from Salon. Not a magazine you would typically go to for business, basically intelligent business analysts. But they did an article why Uber should be a nonprofit app. Now, I'm going to link to the article below. And I actually encourage you to read the article before you continue watching this video, because it's really crucial to understand the thinking of the writer and where they are coming from to understand why I feel this is so misguided. Now, I am going to summarize it just in case you don't read it. But again, I strongly recommend you read that article first. Strongly recommend it. But the article is basically, the writer says, Uber is not really offering a service. They're offering an app. They're offering an app that connects people. They don't own cars. They don't employ drivers. Not really. They don't have any infrastructure. They don't have any office. They only have one office. And yet they're charging obscene amount of money, making all these millions of dollars. But why? Why? They're just an app. Why are they worth $70 billion? Anyone can make an app. What's to stop drivers from just taking their product and copying it and doing it themselves? Apps that connect people should not be making money. That's basically their argument, if I understand the article correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do. And here's the thing. If they were arguing for why is Uber worth $70 billion when all they've gotten is app, yeah, that's one thing. You know, Uber's $70 billion valuation is like one of the biggest cons in the business world right now. Uber is probably not worth nearly that much money because they don't have any cars, they don't have any assets, they don't have any real infrastructure. They have an app and a name. And that app even loses them money every quarter. So if they were actually a publicly traded company, I think we'd see the real value of the company. But that's not what this article's about. This article is arguing that just because that all Uber does is they make the app. And why should they be making this money? Why don't people just make their own apps? And why are they even paying Uber anything? And that's just so ignorant. That is just so ignorant. And the funny thing is, this writer, in fact, to this writer who, I don't know if they're watching this, I'm going to send them a link to the video. We'll see if they respond. But let me ask you this. Why are you publishing articles on Salon? I mean, obviously they pay you, but I don't see the magazine in front of me. It's a website or it's a blog. You could make a blog. You could make a website. Why don't you just do that and publish your articles there and instead of posting articles on Salon? And let me tell you why. You don't do that because Salon is a brand name. It's a brand name, and for marketing purposes, it helps you get your articles read and your name out there. I would also like to mention Shopify. Now, Shopify is a great service. You can build your own store. I have a store. You can, by the way, buy stuff from that store. There's a promo code in the video description below. But why hasn't Shopify been as widely embraced by everyday Joes? It makes making stores so easy. The learning curve is very small, and it puts you in complete control over what you charge, whether there's shipping costs, whether you want to give free shipping. And the answer is marketing. Shopify does not have an eBay or Amazon presence where people already go to those sites and they can find items and they can find from multiple sellers. And if you're lucky, they'll just happen to pick your listing and buy it from you. Shopify does have a subscription service in the sense that they offer you the tools to make the site as GoDaddy does, and it's a perfectly reasonable fee, and it's perfectly reasonable that they do that. But to actually sell the store yourself, that's a lot trickier. And so, even though when you sell something on Shopify and you keep all of the money, you will rarely sell something on Shopify unless you really know how to sell your store. And that's why most people, they find that it's better to go to eBay or to Amazon or Bonanza and sell the stuff there because it's a platform people already use and they can find your item through them. That is essentially what Uber does. Uber connects people so that the driver doesn't have to do the marketing themselves. They don't have to sell themselves to the public. Because if you have 130,000 drivers on Uber, you're talking about 130,000 people who make their own app and trying to sell their own services to all these people. That is very, very, very complicated, and it's very unrealistic to boot. For that matter, Uber also pays for business licenses. They pay for insurance. They cover you, like in the case of that couple that were surprised by their $900 Uber. Uber refunded them most of that money, but they didn't take it out of the driver's checking account. They paid for it out of pocket. These are things that having a middleman is actually very, very handy to have. And, you know, I'm sorry. Just because anyone can make an app doesn't mean they can get the app out there. Casey Neistat, a very popular YouTuber, he created an app. And I think he ran it for several months or a little under 2 years, if I recall from his interview with Philip DeFranco, where even though it showed some initial interest because he has a lot of subscribers on YouTube and he told them, hey, check it out, and he pushed it for a while, to actually continue to sell and to get it out to the public was a lot harder than he had anticipated. And it eventually kind of went under. And I don't know what the app was called. You're going to have to look it up yourself. I'm sorry. I think it was Beam or something. But so marketing is a huge, huge hurdle for a lot of people. And this is where the Ubers, the eBays, the Bonanzas, the Yahoos, the Amazons, the Lyfts, the DoorDashes, the Postmates, the Delivs, which kind of works. This is where they come in handy. Yes, we hate dealing with them. Yes, we hate the way they treat us. But they provide a huge advantage. They provide the business licenses, they provide the insurance, and they provide the clout and the reach that people like you and me simply do not have. It is very simple why Uber is a for-profit business. Never mind that, you know, they have to inspect the cars, and because they inspect the cars and they do the paperwork for us, that saves us the hassle from having to do it with the state, which is a hassle. So, no, Salon, Uber should not be a non-profit corporation. They deserve to be a profit corporation. I wish that they treated that power better. I wish they did better things with that power. But if there's one thing that I do agree they are allowed to do, they are allowed to make money doing this. They're allowed to try making money doing this. And you know what? Considering that a few years ago I was unemployed and, you know, not having much success, and they definitely provided a good steady income until I started finding other ways to make money, and now it's more supplementary income than main income. But it has provided me with what I do now, and it got the launching pad for this channel, which has become mildly successful. So, you know what? I don't begrudge Uber any of this. I begrudge Uber for what they became and how they treated people. But the product itself is still good. The product itself is still good. It's just not being executed properly. And the people who are making the changes don't care about the people who made the company. And really, when you get down to it, they don't even care about their own success. But, you know, that's another video for another day. So, now then, I hope you all read that article before you watched the video. But if you haven't, it is below. Read it, compare notes, and I would love to hear, what do you think? Do you agree with them? Do you agree with me? Do you think there's a third option maybe we haven't considered? Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy this video, consider becoming a Patreon member or buying some swag from the Great Media Universe store, which is hosted by Shopify. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.